I don't know if it's FaceTime doing something weird or I don't know.
I mean, the last couple times we've had Taj on.
Yeah, so I've had to lower it down quite a bit because, like I said, both of you are very loud when it comes to that.
That's the weird thing. I could understand me being lower because of the equipment that I'm using versus like Taj, who usually just uses his phone.
Yeah.
So I could see that being a very loud, picks up everything type of audio. But it's weird if it boosts both of us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it. Technology, man. Technology. I don't get it.
I don't either. Usually,
I'm not a technologist. I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn last night. I don't know. I don't get things.
You didn't stay at a Holiday Inn last night.
I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn last night. I slept in my bed, in my room last night.
I slept in my bed in my room.
It was comfortable.
Hey, IGN gave The Fall of House of Usher a 10 out of 10.
I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah,
mostly because I haven't followed IGN in a very long time, because the last I heard they were going downhill.
They're pretty bad for the most part. The only reason I follow them is because they usually have exclusives for video games and stuff.
Yeah, their early trailer type stuff shows up all the time on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hold anybody's reviews in high regard at all, but I saw that this morning and I was like, but what?
Is that show even out yet?
Comes out in a couple weeks, I think.
A couple weeks. Oh.
Actually, maybe next week. No.
Not gonna watch it. I mean, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm going to try and watch it if I remember to, but I'm not gonna read any reviews about any of that type of stuff. It usually ends up spoiling little bits of it.
Yeah. Miniseries. October 12th. So yeah, a couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
You know, because that's what happens.
It's very weird that I mean, I guess, I don't know. I guess I don't really follow when reviews for movies and TV shows come out necessarily versus the release date of the actual media.
A lot of times
used
it
to
makes
like
no
video
sense.
games reviews launching the day of the game coming out. So it's weird to hear like, oh yeah, IGN is already reviewing this show that's out in 2 weeks. It's like, oh, well, like...
Okay.
I feel like I shouldn't read the review because it's just going to spoil stuff.
Yeah, a bunch of jerks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it posted
it's one of those
on
things
something.
You just look at the actual review score, which honestly doesn't really mean anything. Because I know IGN... I think IGN still uses the, like you said, 10 out of 10. So it's like they put a grading number on it, which I've slowly become accustomed not caring for.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, they gave it a 10 out of 10, so they must have liked it. Okay, good, whatever. Not going to read the rest of the article because I don't want anything spoiled.
It's very true. Ooh,
he says.
DC Studios' upcoming slate of films will may be mostly on hold amid the ongoing Hollywood strike, blah, blah, blah. But Peter Safran and James Gunn did manage to make a big move for its future. Warner Brothers Discovery announced today a plan to expand Warner Brothers Studios' Leavesden in southeast England, which is also where House of the Dragon is shot, and make it a permanent hub for DC Studio productions. Per WBD's release, the expansion will add 10 new sound stages and an additional 400,000 square feet of production and support space. That'll apparently grow their production capability from 50%, going from 19 to 29 sound stages, and building overall production space of 1.4 million square feet to 1.78 million square feet. Construction is expected to begin the second quarter of 2024 and completed in 2027.
Oh, wow.
Seems like a long time.
That is a long time.
Well, they're just using all that money from Barbie, just dumping it in there.
Yeah, right. might as well get Barbie 2, Barbie harder.
Barbie 2, Barbie harder.
Barbie harder.
Yeah, yeah. I had hiccups a while ago.
Is that why you said hiccups?
Yeah, because I was warning you.
Ah,
They went away though.
that's good.
We'll see what happens.
They know when and where to appear.
They know
And
when
now
to
all
go
you're
away.
trying to be professional. Soon as we're done, back to it.
I mean, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Right?
Hey, what the hell?
What?
News is acting funny. The news app on my Mac likes to crash. When if I'm not if I leave it open, air quotes.
Mm-hmm.
A couple days later, I open my laptop and it's like, hey, news has crashed. I'm like, why? It's just sitting in the background doing nothing.
Right? All it's supposed to do is just aggregate news articles. That's it.
Yeah, it's like...
And also now show me crossword puzzles that I do.
Mine wasn't working the other day, by the way.
Oh, really?
iOS 17 has been acting weird. Like, it... What was the first one? Oh, I was trying to show Paige that check-in thing, where you do check-in, hey, I'll be here, whatever, right? And for some reason, it wouldn't let me send it to her, but she was able to send one to me.
That tracks.
And then we were trying to do that CarPlay, the share play thing in the car.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even realize that. I stumbled across that in my car, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, so you scan it brings it up, you scan the QR code. So she wouldn't scan it, and it populates it in her screen, and when she goes to join, it says something went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what went wrong? So we thought maybe we were on the edge, because we did it in the driveway, so it maybe thought it was on the edge of the Wi-Fi or whatever. So like, all right, cool.
We're still trying to connect. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so we'll try it as we're going down the road or whatever. Well, she'll try when I'm driving, obviously.
Yeah, because you should be driving.
And it still was doing the same thing. And I was like, and of course her cell phone signal and Surprise is like, super awesome. So she was on LTE at the time. I was like, it doesn't seem like that should make a difference, but whatever, right? And then we later on
should be connecting. I actually don't know how they implement it, but I would imagine that it's some sort of Wi-Fi connection directly to. Oh, maybe not, because I don't know. Maybe Bluetooth.
I don't know.
Bluetooth sharing.
I think it's a subnet one, so it's probably like a combination.
Yeah, but if you do Wi-Fi, because let's say you have wireless CarPlay, well that actually works over Wi-Fi, so that takes up your Wi-Fi signal. So
yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, obviously, unless it's using, I don't know. I mean, it could use Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi direct connect would be to your CarPlay, and then it would have to share that Wi-Fi signal and to the other phone.
Unless it connects via the phone.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it just depends on where that Wi-Fi signal is coming from.
I don't know.
And connecting to. Anyway.
All I know is I tried to do it and it didn't work, so I was very upset.
Yeah, I will say that my experience with iOS 17 has been pretty good, but only in the sense of I don't see changes, really, to my phone.
Yeah.
Obviously, I see the crossword puzzles on Apple News, but that's not. I mean, yes, it's an iOS 17 thing, but literally, you could have just updated the app and just been like, boom, crossword puzzles. It's like cool.
Yeah.
So I don't really notice too much of a difference. I'm looking for my phone. There it is. Unless it pops up when it shows a change in something. So I'm curious to see if you've seen the unicorn when you've called me or texted me.
No.
Okay.
Unicorn.
But what? That's a weird. But I will say that's a weird bug in and of itself. So I opened up the phone app to check a voicemail that I had gotten to see what it was, and immediately it's like, oh, you can do the share contacts thing, and it whatever you set your contact image to,
Yeah.
it now like pushes that to other people's phones within your contact list. And so it's like, you want to set that up now, and it's like, oh fuck it, I'm at work, I'm not really doing anything important, so let's go ahead and set this up. And then I totally like it's like I totally forgot that the what are they called, the memojis. Yeah. I totally forgot the memojis were a thing. You know, it's like setting up your Xbox avatar. You set it up once, and then you forgot that there was even an avatar system there.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this will be hilarious. Fucking unicorn making a face. I'll do that. That way, when anybody like during this, I figured that maybe when you would call them, do the FaceTime call, that it would pop up and it would just get a little chuckle out of you. And then maybe eventually I'll change it. And then I realized later, like, I don't even remember how to change this. Fuck it, whatever. I'm a unicorn now.
Yeah, because it's funny, on the phone, it still shows your Bitmoji, your 8-bit emoji.
But that's what I was going to say, is that I've run into that little bit of a bug. So I told my brother about it, and I was like, oh, let's see if it works. And I called him, and it still used my old emoji for it. He had to actually go into his settings and be like, and I think enable that feature to have the contact, choose their own thing, for it to actually start working and populating. And I was like, well, that kind of defeats the purpose of doing stuff. And it still took a second for it to actually sync over. Like, he even saw, oh, it sunk over here, but if you look at AirDrop, it still didn't push over. It still didn't push the image over. It's like, well, okay, I guess it just takes some time. It's a little less funny now if you have to like sit there and set that up.
Well, it's because I noticed the other day I got the little pop-up inside iMessage that you had updated your contact stuff. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever.
Yes.
So I clicked on it, and I was like, well, it
Nothing.
didn't change. I was like, all right, maybe he just did like the actual card or whatever. I'll see it sometime, whatever, right? And then I didn't notice anything else.
And that's what I mean. That's the same thing that happened to Adam. He was like, it shows that, oh, you changed your stuff, but it didn't show anything until he went into it, like you had just did. And then it suddenly started changing. Then he had to I think he checked a box that was like, allow something, blah, 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 whatever. And then it started populating everywhere else. But I thought it was funny, too, because I forgot how integrated that was into a lot of the Apple systems that I have. So now I have just that unicorn face when I logged into my Apple TV. It shows that unicorn face, and I was like, oh, I forgot about how integrated that was. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's very strange.
But beyond that, I really haven't run into any other any actual issues with it. In fact, it fixed an issue with my maps. Apple Maps, you could search for stuff, and you'd be like, oh, show me the, where the closest McDonald's are to me, and it would give me the list, but it would fail to populate any of the pins on the map.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's like, what the fuck? Why are you not populating the pins on the map? So after the update, it has now fixed that for me. Yeah, I still want to try the downloading maps locally thing, just to see how it works.
Offline maps.
Offline maps, yeah. But beyond that, iOS 17, not bad. iPad OS 17, not bad. No issues with it. But again, a lot of stuff just looks to have stayed the same.
Yeah.
Apple TV, whatever OS version that's up to now.
10, I think.
17? 10?
No, it's Watch is 10.
Watch is 10. We'll get to that in a second. I have some gripes.
Yeah, me too.
The Apple TV OS update, again, not bad, but it shrank the size of the apps, and so it throws me completely off of where, because obviously I've been using it for so long.
Yeah.
And I know, YouTube is right there, it's halfway down and it's all the way over. Netflix is just actually halfway down, right in the center. Uh, the settings app is towards the top, and I think it was like towards top center. Anyway, so it shrank all the apps, and now I'm just like, I don't know where anything is anymore. I don't know what is anything anymore. What is this world? Where am I?
What is happening?
What is happening? Yeah.
That's fair.
So that's been a little bit to get used to. But WatchOS, I kind of hate.
Okay, good. I'm not the only one.
Mostly because of the fact that you've been training people for so many years across excuse me, all of your different iterations of WatchOS.
Yep.
That if I were to hit the bottom button, the bottom right button on my watch, it brings up the previous apps that I've had open. Now, for me, when I am working out, I'm obviously using the workout app.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like to time certain workouts or rest periods. So from the workout app, I would hit the bottom button. I would scroll through the most recent apps, which would be my timer app. Usually it's like a workout timer, because those are the most used apps that I have. And I'd be able to just quick switch between apps, and then I'd be able to time myself, and it became muscle memory after a certain point of time. But with WatchOS 10, they changed it. So now that the bottom button brings up the stupid, like, do I want to put this into do not disturb, or turn off Wi-Fi, or turn on airplane mode and stuff.
Yep.
So there's no quick way for me to switch apps. Right? Am I wrong?
So, hold on, let me go back to... So I believe if you double-click on the crown, it brings up your app switcher.
Okay, they didn't, like, because when you first power on the watch after the update, it does take you through a little, how to work it thing.
Yeah, because we changed everything around.
But they didn't mention that, right? Or am I wrong?
Don't think they did.
Because you're right. If I double tap that, I do see most recent apps open, and that's what I want. So now that I know that, it's nice. But why change something so fundamental? Like, I only have ever needed that function in my watch to be able to turn on, do not disturb and whatnot. If I am ever in a theater, it's a function that I don't use that much. So assigning it to a button makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it's... I don't know, man. Someone somewhere thought it was a good idea.
And then the other gripe that I have, going along with the timer app, and I will admit that this is a little bit dumb, but I only more recently found out that I could create favorite timers. If you use the timer app a lot, like I tend to do, it does have like a most recent section, but it's only 4. So if you use regularly more than 4 timers, it will eventually cycle one of those timers out. So you'll have to either recreate the timer, or you'll have to choose it again within the default apps. I will admit that I was pretty stupid that I didn't know that you could actually create a favorite timer, which will always be there. And I don't know how many you can add to it, but at least I found out that you can do at least one. Well, with the update, it took away the favorite, and I have no idea if there's a way to add favorites back in. Maybe there is. I haven't fully explored it yet, but it's annoying to have like a feature that I just found out about taken away from me and was really useful to me.
That is weird. So
I'm not fully happy with WatchOS. And I'm still trying to figure out this thing too. I won't be able to show it to you, but so I have the Apple Watch Ultra.
Yeah.
The Apple Watch Ultra, one of the features, at least in the past, yeah, see, actually, I don't know how to do it anymore now. That's another thing they changed that I just realized. So it had basically night vision mode, so it was able to change the display to red and black to help you
Oh yeah.
be able to not lose your vision at night. And if I recall right, that used to be just turn the crown, and it would turn it to that mode.
Oh,
And
now
then
it
you
brings
could
up
switch it out
apps,
just by turning the crown.
or it brings up widgets now.
Now it brings up widgets. But the thing is that my watch will randomly, maybe I can kind of show you. Yeah, you can kind of see it. My arm is just in a very weird angle.
Yeah.
It just randomly goes to that mode now. So I don't know. It's cool if they made it like we sense that it is dark out, so we are automatically switching it to that mode.
Yeah.
But it seems to happen so randomly, in the middle of the day, that's like, is it a feature? Like, is it detecting that I put my watch underneath the table, so it's switching over to that? Like, I didn't know that the watch had a light sensor in it. If it does, I don't know. I don't get it. But now that I'm talking about it, I actually don't know how to switch it to it.
Interesting.
And then another little gripe that I have is when you bring up the compass system.
Yeah.
It used to just show you the waypoints that you've created. Again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it, but I can't. But basically, if you bring up the compass, the compass, it shows you like a bunch of little dots, and I think yours does it as well. It shows you a bunch of little dots around the compass. It used to only show you dots that you created waypoints for, and where your car is, where your car was last parked. Now it shows like a shit ton of dots, and I was like, "What the fuck? Did I create a ton of waypoints just without realizing it?" Because you can, like, the way my watch face is set up, if you tap in a certain area, it'll bring that up, and it'll start creating a waypoint. I realized that it's showing me all of the favorited food restaurants around me. Why? Why do I need to have that information cluttering up that screen? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They did some weird shit to the watch for sure.
Yeah.
And
so I'm not 100% happy with it. At least now that you told me that I can double click the crown and I can look at my my most recently used apps.
And if you swipe to the left, you can close them out. So if you don't want it there anymore.
Yeah. The problem with that is I've done that before, even on the old watch, and then it just like permanently takes them out. Like, I always thought it was like, oh, these are your like most recent apps that were open, and if I opened up the app again, it would go into that card file system. But on the old OS, I remember doing that, and it would just like, oh, you never want to see this again in the recent apps? Okay, I guess we're never going to see it again in recent apps. So I had to like actually look it up of like, oh no, you go onto the you go into settings, and then you can put certain apps in there. If you swipe them away, they'll never be in there again. I was like, well, that's
dumb.
Weird. Yeah, because I always thought it was more like these were not necessarily apps running in the background, but apps that you had just opened. Maybe you would like to open them again, type of thing. So I'm hesitant to swipe those away to clean that up without having to go back and see. There it goes again. My watch is just, I got a message, I hit the crown, and it goes red mode, not red mode, red mode, not red mode. So I don't get it.
Let's see if I do this. I'm just testing it out, see if it. No, it brought Shazam back. I just closed Shazam that was on my watch, and then I opened it up again, and it came back to the card.
Okay, so maybe that was either a feature or a bug in the previous version. Maybe. They were like, well, it doesn't work out, so let's change it in the new version.
Seems like the really piss poor option for that, if it was.
Yeah, right? Because, again, I was just treating it like every other thing, where if I just... if I had opened it, it doesn't necessarily run in the background, but at least it shows up in that most recently used section. But no, if I closed out of it, it was just like, well, then you will never show in most recently used unless you go into settings and add it to most recently used. That was weird to me. Anyway, that's my experience with all the iOS devices.
I've barely used it on my iPad at all. Phone. Said a little.
There's
weird
one more
issues.
gripe that I have. Hold on, I do want to point this out too. There's one more gripe that I have with the music app that I think is abominable and atrocious. Like, just whatever garbage UI designer who decided this needs to not.
Fair enough.
Needs to not think that this is the way you do it. Go into your music app, and I want you to search for a band.
On the iPad or the phone?
I haven't done it on the iPad, but on the iPhone. Okay.
Phone, music, search. Okay.
And just search for a band.
A band.
Any band you want. Something that you know that you might have something on your phone, but you don't mostly have stuff on your phone.
Okay, hold on. Taylor Swift. Go.
It shows you all the stuff that's on your phone first.
Wait, hold on. I clicked on her too fast. Hold on. Taylor Swift. No, it says Apple Music.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what I'm getting. I don't actually have Taylor Swift on my phone, so I can't do that.
Well, go to your library and see what's on your phone. Let's see.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to search.
Yeah, no, I mean, go to your library and see what you have so you can try to test it that way. So, Bad Omens. No, it still brings up Apple Music and shows me that stuff.
Oh, that's weird. Was I in a different section? Anyway, maybe I was in Select Your Library. No? What the fuck? Is it not doing it now? Maybe I'll have to figure out what the hell it was doing. So, what was happening is I was going to search, and I wanted to play like Linkin Park.
I've had something similar like that happen before.
There. So I searched for Linkin Park, if you can see it, right?
Yep.
It shows like the list. Oops, didn't mean to click on that. So I click on artist, Linkin Park. It's showing me the albums that I have downloaded on my phone. And it's like, well, no, I didn't want to listen to the ones that are on my phone. So in order to actually go into the artist, I have to click on Linkin Park. And then it finally takes me to their page.
Mine doesn't do that.
I was so fucking confused about what was going on. I was like, oh, is this a new interface for it? I was like, oh, no, this is...
Yeah, so if I click on it, and if I click on... it says your library at the top versus Apple Music. So go back and search.
No, it does the same thing. No, it does the same thing.
What? Really? Mine didn't do that.
Yeah. See, I'm back. I'm on Apple Music. And then I select Linkin Park. And it takes me to the music on my phone. And I'm just like, well, no, I wanted all their music. I was super confused about this until I clicked on Linkin Park. And then it actually took me to their page.
Oh, mine doesn't do that. I have to do it. I have to click on your library.
Type out Linkin Park all the way.
Let me clear my recent searches so I don't get any... Oh, that's not how you spell it. Linkin Park. Yeah.
Actually, I'm realizing right now what I'm clicking on says from your library underneath it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because that's if you click. So do the same thing, right? So type in Linkin Park, and before you click on it, then click on your library.
No, 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 no. I'll show you.
Oh no, I just did it because it shows it twice. It shows it from your library and then regular.
Yes, okay, that's what I'm seeing now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
not a new thing. That's been around for a long time.
I've never had that happen.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, because if you're on,
it wasn't until the update that I've had that happen. So if that's been around forever, fine. But it only started doing that for me after iOS 17.
Yeah, I fell into that one time. I mean, the second page looks different than it used to. But yeah, I didn't realize because I had, I think I was on a weak signal or didn't have internet or something, so it just switched to my library. And I was like, why don't I have any of this stuff? Like, why can't I see any of this stuff? And I was like, why does it say? Oh, I was like, go back, and I was like, there we go. There we searching Apple Music. Yeah, because I think I was like, it was one of the times I don't remember where I was, but I didn't have cell signal, so I was in my, like, it automatically went, hey, you don't have cell signal, I can't pull up Apple Music, here's your stuff. And I was like, why don't I see any of their albums? Like, what's going on here? Yeah, I realized that before, yeah. So that's not a new thing. Why it did it to you that way, I have no idea, but yeah, it's not a new feature.
But it makes no sense then if I'm searching Apple Music for Linkin Park, and the first option that it's coming up with is from your library. I don't know. Like I said, it only that's okay. So it's been a thing since forever, and I've just never encountered it until iOS 17. And even now, like researching for Linkin Park multiple times, it's coming up with non from your library stuff that would just go straight to it. So that would just for the first couple of days, that was annoying the fuck out of me, because I would literally be trying to just search for a general artist because, you know, I don't have all their music downloaded to my phone because, you know, I'm cheap, you know, and only have the smaller version of the best phone out there. Right? Because I'm cheap.
Yep,
yeah.
that makes sense. I bought the low end Porsche.
Yeah, exactly. But it kept doing that. I'm just like, God damn it, iOS 17, why are you fucking doing this to me? And making me do more click-through stuff when I used to be able to just search, click, done. And the same thing with the watch, you know, causing me problems. You know, instead of just one click in order to get to the timers, now it's multiple clicks in order to get to the timers. Now it's going to be a little bit different that I know that, you know, double-clicking the crown brings up most recent stuff. But why are we changing such fundamental stuff that we've been doing for years? You know, just give it a facelift every once in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. They like to do that shit for some strange reason.
Yeah, give it a facelift and obviously introduce new features, whatever. But
don't change features,
fundamentally
though.
Change features.
Unless there was enough of like an issue where like, hey, we've had too many problems with this, or not enough people understand this, or
fair. Like they remove haptic, you know. Yeah, I used it, but apparently no one else did.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too. Do you know you could actually turn that back on through accessibility? No, where was it? Yes, accessibility. I don't know. I watched this video where he's like, you missed these features, and I was like, I guess.
But the 3D touch aspect of it is fundamentally taken out of it. Yes, you can do. You can still do those. Have the haptic feedback turned back on, but they took away the 3D touch aspect of it because it fundamentally no longer in the hardware. I can understand something like that because they were like, yeah, like no one ever used it type of feature, so we're just not going to build around it anymore. Like, okay, I get it. I used it. I didn't use it a whole lot, but fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But to fundamentally just change around where button functions are just on a whim is I don't like.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So that's my gripes with the new update.
I mean, that makes sense. It is always those little things that that kind of make me mad, is when they tweak little things and I'm like, now I have to learn how to do it again. Why you do this to me? what a. Speaking of Taylor Swift, there was an article I read, and I can't find it now. That apparently there's so many people who bought and resold Taylor Swift tickets for her concerts that the IRS is actually monitoring it now, so you can get taxed on it because it's income.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the article again, but
Imagine, if you will, like the IRS being the one that takes down the fucking scalpers and whatnot because of this. Like,
yeah,
they're the only ones that could take down Al Capone. Maybe they're the only ones that can actually stop scalpers.
maybe it'd be nice. Well, Ticketmaster is trying a new thing.
Oh, Ticketmaster's trying a new thing.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Ticketmaster's fucking terrible in general. I'm not going to defend them at any stretch of imagination, but what they're doing, I think it's already started or it starts next year. You have to create a profile,
Okay.
and when you buy tickets, obviously it adds it to the profile, right? Because like obviously they want to digitize everything instead of having like printed tickets or whatever, right? But there's the concert promoter people can enable resell, but you can't resell it for a higher amount. It resells for what you paid for it, minus service fees.
Okay. I mean, I can get behind that.
Yeah, so people can't. So scalpers obviously are the big problem.
Until what they start doing is they just sell the profile.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Other people were, I think, where like kind of fault is, but it will limit that or limit some of that because you can look at a verified person or whatever, and like that the person's whatever. But if you want to, if you're dumb enough to then buy scalper tickets anyways, then you're gonna fall for it no matter what. But they and then there'll be an option for a certain amount of time to refund, like basically refund the ticket. So like, I bought Taylor Swift tickets, right? And I was like, all of a sudden I can't go to that date. Within a certain time frame, I can return that ticket, and the only thing I pay is the service fees.
Okay. I mean, look, in a perfect world, it sounds nice.
Yeah, I mean, scumbags are going to be scumbags. They're going to find a way around things, but I thought that was a cool first step going forward. Because Ticketmaster definitely was one of the problems because they allowed verified resale of tickets, but they didn't monitor or didn't limit the price that people were putting them at. So like, we were looking when we went to LA. LA.
Imagine that they were also getting cuts of because it's all their system.
Yeah,
it's not like you can. They were like just allowing for transfer and outside selling of the tickets. It was all their systems that they were like, oh, if you want to also resell your ticket, we'll go over to our own system and you can resell the tickets there.
Yeah, I'm sure
right?
there's something. I'm sure there's they just don't make it for free.
That they got a cut because like SeatGeek isn't that's the point of like what SeatGeek is. You can like buy and resell tickets on SeatGeek, right?
Yeah,
but that's owned by Ticketmaster, right?
I think so. I know one of those ones is because there's a couple different ones like Vivid Seats and something, but I think SeatGeek
I
is
almost
one of
guarantee they're probably all owned by Ticketmaster.
I mean, at this point, probably. I mean, who cares about monopolies, right?
No one does apparently, but that's my point. Is like they're literally just taking cuts of their own stuff. They're just getting higher on their own supply as they're supplying it to people, and then the scalpers are reselling it on their own on Ticketmaster's own platforms. They're probably taking some sort of extra service cut fee on these other platforms just to have somebody scalp the tickets.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's probably why they got in trouble for it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There was no regulation for it,
Biden
and they were just allowed to do it. Because Ticketmaster is the largest seller of tickets out there, and most venues, if not all venues, have to have a deal with Ticketmaster in order to sell tickets. Otherwise, they get blacklisted from shit.
State Farm goes through someone else, though. They don't go through Ticketmaster.
Do they go through Live Nation?
No, because that's
also owned by Ticketmaster.
I can't remember who they go. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick while we're talking. Yeah, what I was going to say is, though, because remember when we got our tickets to go to L.A., wow, that is not how you spell any of that, Cody. State Farm, one word or two? It's two.
2 words, I believe.
Website. Buy tickets. SeatGeek is who they go through.
All right, so they go through SeatGeek, and I'm actually on SeatGeek's website. I'm looking for their About page. Because I'm
Who
pretty
the
sure that
fuck is paying for that to see the Cardinals?
Because I'm pretty sure that SeatGeek is actually owned by Ticketmaster.
Oh my god, no, don't do that. Who's paying $1,000 to see the Cowboys at Cardinals? Nobody. What's wrong with you people?
Okay, let's see who owns SeatGeek. Yeah, this might take a little bit more time to read through. I could have swore that I saw that Ticketmaster actually owns SeatGeek. Glancing through this, I'm not seeing their name.
No, I don't think. I think SeatGeek's one of the ones that isn't owned by them. That's why I think that's why State Farm with them, because they were tired of Ticketmaster's nonsense. Anyways, what I'm saying, when we went to go see Taylor Swift in LA, Paige was like, "Oh, I wonder what these tickets are going for now." Like she would look at it all the time, and at one point, the tickets we paid $60 for were going for like $800.
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's ridiculous."
Okay, so this does list that Ticketmaster does not own them. Yeah, Ticketmaster owns Live Nation.
Yeah.
And the other company is StubHub.
Oh, StubHub was the other one, right? Okay.
Yeah, and you're right. Then Vivid Seats.
Yeah.
So it does look like those are the main players here. But I know Ticketmaster has a large portion of venues.
Yeah.
Tied up. Okay. So, rant slightly inaccurate, but still.
Yeah, I get it. No, I understand. I'm on board with you. But yeah, I saw the article. I trying to find it, but I read too much shit on news. Apparently, I can't find it. And I search for Ticketmaster, and you don't search for Ticketmaster. You get some real random shit in there. But yeah, so it was saying that basically there was so much reselling happening that they literally they're looking at these people now because it's garnered revenue that needs to be reported on taxes.
Yeah.
I was like,
I agree.
I was like, also, let's fix this so that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm just dumb, I guess. I don't know. Because scalping is ridiculous.
Scalping is ridiculous, dude. I scroll Reddit now more than anything, and for some, I don't know if you ever go on Reddit
all the time,
but all the time.
Literally just
so
got a thing from Reddit.
Oh, okay, nice. Maybe you get the same quote unquote problem that I have, where Reddit just starts recommending you recommending you stuff for no other reason at all. For some reason, within the last couple of months, Reddit started recommending what bug is this, or am I fucked? Which is was it or is this a bed bug or something like that? I'm like, cool, Reddit. I don't fucking know why you are recommending this shit to me. I don't need to see this shit. But anyway,
let's go look at it.
Along the same road, the past couple of weeks, they've been like, hey, let's start recommending Pokemon the trading card game to you. I'm like, I've never searched for anything Pokemon on Reddit. Why are you recommending the trading card game to me? Anyway, so I've been reading that stuff on there. And what I've been seeing lately, because apparently they just released a new set, that there are literally people just going out there and fucking just buying up all the Pokemon cards too. Why are we even scalping this type of shit?
Bro, that's not even a new thing.
Reselling it.
Bro, so months ago, I think it was last summer. Was it last summer? Yeah, I think it was last summer.
Oh.
I'm going to work and and obviously I work at Surprise, so there's a Target right there. Yep. And I'm driving up and there's a line. I go to work at 7:45. supposed to be at work at 7:45. I roll in a little earlier, but that's just so I can clock in.
Right.
Target doesn't open until 8. There's a line of like 40 or 50 dudes with like chairs set up. Idiots because they're blocking the doors themselves, which is,
of course,
yeah, whatever, right? And they're just sitting there, and I was like, what the hell's going on? So I get there and I ask my partner Matt. I was like, Matt, any idea what the hell's happening at Target right now? Like, it's not like they carry graphics cards, right? Because this was in the height of like graphics cards like being really hard to get, you know? Because we like Best Buy had people out front waiting out there
would do that,
to find out that not all stores got graphics cards. Only certain stores got graphics cards. And for some reason, it was like really dumb stores that got it, which you don't expect to be a high volume.
I know, right?
Anyhow, anyway. So I was like, "What? Like they don't sell graphics cards, do they?" He's like, "Oh no, they're there for baseball cards." And I was like,
"Yeah, that was the height of the weird memorabilia craze."
Yeah,
that people were like, "Oh my god, I have to collect something now because I have all this money from the government and whatnot, and I also have nostalgia and have literally nothing else to do.
Don't pay your bills or anything.
So I'm gonna go start collecting cards again."
Yeah. So there's that, and then like a couple weeks later or whatever, right, which really said it to me, is Paige and I were at Target, because shocker, and we were walking by, and there's all these dudes, like probably 15 dudes just standing around that area, just standing there, and I was like, what is happening? And this Target person came out and said, hey guys, we have our restock, but we need you to like go away so we can get this organized, and then you can come over. And I guess it got so bad at Targets that they stopped putting them on the floor and brought them to customer service. So they had to go to customer service, and they were limiting how many you could buy.
Which is good.
And then people were like, oh, I'll go on the internet and I'll just order all of them. And then they were limiting them on the website too. So you'd walk up and there'd be signs in that area, and it's completely vacant except for Yu-Gi-Oh, because apparently nobody cares about Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Right.
And it'd be like Pokemon and baseball trading cards are found at customer service, limit this many, I can't remember how it was, per customer per day, blah blah blah. And I was like, this is asinine.
It is.
And then it turns out like people are just buying them and then like basically going through and trying to like scalp the packs. And I was like, are you fucking serious right now? Like, this is so dumb.
Literally scalping packs. And then there was another one that popped up yesterday. It was more of a rant of a guy who was like, yeah, I collect this stuff. I've been collecting it since I was a kid, and it came out with the new set. So I stopped off over at GameStop in order to pick up a couple of packs, blah blah blah. When I got there, they were like, yeah, sorry man, they're all sold out. And he's like, you're all sold out? And he goes, yeah. And he points to a guy, apparently the cashier points to a guy who's literally never left the store. He bought up everything in the store and then sat there opening the packs in the store.
Jesus Christ, dude.
It's like, what the fuck, man? Yeah. What is it with, like, it just, I don't think he was necessarily scalping, but he was just like, I mean, he obviously could have been reselling stuff on the back end, or he could be just reselling stuff, but it's like, dude, why do people have to just take the fun out of stuff?
Yeah.
Why are there people that just do that for profit and are just absolutely awful people?
Because, fun, I guess, is something you can't have.
Fun is also monetary to some people, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's mind-boggling. But yeah, then we saw it a couple times. Like it got real bad with Pokemon cards because they came out with that the anniversary sets or whatever. What is it? Not 50 years. Is it 30 years? Whatever, how old Pokemon is, whatever. And they were supposed to come out these boxes, and all they are is so if you play Pokemon, right, and you, like play it, you have your deck.
It's those black boxes, right?
Yes, it was the black boxes, and inside was this exclusive pack. But then the rest of the box was empty. All was for putting your deck in, or multiple decks, depending on how you do it, right? People were buying those boxes up because they thought the packs in them, and I could be wrong, but I read about this. The packs were they thought they were going to be a bunch of different cards, but they were all the same eight cards in all those boxes. So they bought all these boxes and then ended up getting the same exact cards in every single one of them because those packs were like it was like the what do they call them, the starter Pokemons,
Yeah.
right? It was like an anniversary one of those, so it was like it was supposed to be like, hey, remember these cards? Here they are again, but like the new pictures and whatever. I was like, that is so fortuitously hilarious to me, because these fucking people go out here to buy them all up to try to get these, and it's the same exact cards, 6 or 8 cards, I remember in there, and I was like, that is perfect, because
Right.
fuck you, because now you can't return them because they're open.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, I was like, yes, idiots. I'm sure they
But that's the
sold them
box that I'm
online.
thinking of too. That's another one that popped up on Reddit where people were pre-ordering this stuff and then selling the pre-orders like
Yeah.
they do with collector's edition video games and stuff like that
Yeah.
for an absorbent amount of money. And it's like, I don't like why do you people have to ruin fun? I don't get it.
Yeah, all just a bunch of fucking scumbags
Mm-hmm.
who I hope get punched in the taint
Mm-hmm.
by a sledgehammer.
Right.
Do you know Leonardo DiCaprio was being pushed to be the Riddler in The Dark Knight Returns?
No, that would have been weird.
Yeah, right? Yeah, so David S. Goyer apparently is going on podcasts right now and just
Oh, he's
spilling
saying some weird stuff. I haven't heard
all
that
sorts
one,
of
but I heard
shit.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, like how like the heads of Warner Brother were like forced, like basically pressuring them to make their version of the MCU,
Mm-hmm.
and like telling them they need their guy in a metal suit and they need this. I was like,
There were talks, I think there was another one where he mentioned there were talks about Nolan directing Superman, the Superman movies.
yeah, and
And there was another one that I think it was Jake Gyllenhaal was up for the role of Batman for a little while. Then it went to Christian Bale.
it's
Yeah.
fucking wild, dude.
It's
Yeah.
some weird stuff that's coming out of the discussion. I didn't know it was honestly coming out of like that he was going around to different podcasts and telling this different stuff. But yeah, there was one article that was like David S. Goyer talking about behind the scenes of Batman and stuff, and it was literally like that's some weird stuff coming out of there. I didn't hear the DiCaprio Riddler thing though, because that's really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it's there was like David Fincher apparently had written a draft of a script for Blade with David S. Goyer before it moved over.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, this shit would have been fucked up. I'm telling you right now.
why didn't that get made?
Probably because it was not like they probably looked at it as like not deemed to be commercial worthy or something, because it would have been too, I don't know, good. Because you can't make movies good, you have to try to make them popular for the mass market, because that's how it works. But like Blade's
Which is weird and dumb
always
at the
known
same
as-
time, because Blade, at the time, I wouldn't have said he's the most marketable character to be actually making a Marvel Marvel movie
Yeah.
out of.
technically Marvel movie. Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking about DC, and it took me a second to go, wait, no, Blade is Marvel.
Who is he with again?
Who is he with again? Because I also had to think about, like, no, yeah, that was a project that David S. Goyer worked on. He wrote the first movie and then directed the third, was it?
I think he didn't. No, he did 1 and 2. I don't remember. Hold on,
Was it 1 and 2?
I can tell you right now.
I can't remember either anyway, but just seeing like did he write the first one, direct the second one, because it was the third one that was a bit of a train wreck of a movie. All I'm saying is wherever that would have fallen, obviously you had the first one that was actually, you found out that it was actually a success, because I can almost guarantee you that the higher ups probably weren't too like, okay, go off, do your movie. We don't really have too much faith in it, and then it actually ended up being a success. And
He wrote the first and second one, and he wrote and directed the third one.
right, okay. So yeah, I apologize for the third one. Saying it was a train wreck. I know it wasn't necessarily his fault.
Yeah. Triple H was in it though.
Triple H was in it though. So was a Pomeranian vampire dog. So
And
it's got that going for you.
and Ryan
All I'm
Reynolds.
saying, and Ryan Reynolds. I love me some Ryan Reynolds. I truly do.
Just not in that movie.
Not in that movie for all that reasons that
Yeah.
we won't go into. All I'm saying is that one worked really well. So if you would have given me the Goyer and Fincher movie for 2 or 3, would have been fantastic.
Well, 2 was Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, and it was a good movie. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But yeah, Dave Fincher making Blade movies would have been fucking
It would have especially been fantastic if you wouldn't have done the third movie. You would have done it with maybe a David Fincher story. But again, I think the problem with that movie wasn't necessarily all about the writing and directing. It was also about Wesley Snipes, being a prima donna.
Yeah. There was a lot going on in that movie that was
There's a lot going on in that movie. But all I'm saying is, like, you give the first one, second one, or even, obviously the first one's what launched it. Then you do David Fincher, Goyer, collab. Would have been awesome.
Man, Goyer had some fucking bangers back in the day.
Didn't he, though? Like, he had it's such a weird thing to go back and read some of his stuff. You're like, oh shit, I remember that movie. And that was an awesome movie, and I didn't realize that Goyer wrote it.
Just some, like, right off the tops, right? 1994, he did The Puppet Masters, which is, like, one of the multi-sequels. Not a great movie, I'm just saying, right there, right? Then he did The Crow, City of Angels.
Mm-hmm.
By far one of the most artistically gorgeous movies out there. Not the greatest in the world of, Crow, but whatever. It's definitely better than some of those other ones, like David Boreanaz was in. But he did Dark City. Then he did Blade, Blade 2, Blade Trinity, Batman Begins, Jumper, Dark Knight. I don't want to hold this against him, but he did do Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
he definitely has that record that you're like, this is really good, and then you're like, he also wrote that. The fuck?
Yeah, it's like, oh man, yeah. David S. Goyer, man, out there doing things.
Yeah.
I wish he didn't do the Ghost Rider one because I don't.
Well, which one did he do?
He did the second one.
The second one, Spirit of Vengeance.
Yeah, the one where like
I will say that
does that weird spinning thing.
Visually, Spirit of Vengeance was way better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Than the first one.
Just the rest of it.
The story didn't really make any sense at all, but I will say visually, that's the Ghost Rider that I really liked. Yeah. Visually.
I don't think he should have done the Blade series, but the TV show with Sticky Finger Jones.
He did the Blade TV show?
Yeah.
There was a Blade TV show? I'm trying to remember. Like, it's one of those things like...
Oh, it's fucking terrible, dude.
It's one of those things that you say and I go, oh, that's right. I think I do vaguely remember that, but I don't remember it at the same time.
Yeah, it stars Sticky Fingers, who is credited as Kirk Sticky Jones. It was real bad. It was one of the worst TV shows ever created by human beings.
Obviously, it didn't last very long.
It was on Spike TV, if that helps you any.
That explains a lot, though. That's that type of show that would have been on Spike TV. Blade, the series. I'm looking for pictures to jog my memory. That doesn't show me pictures. That is funny, though, that the first thing I see is Sticky Fingers.
1 season, 13 episodes. I'm pretty sure it was canceled like 2 episodes in, but like, well, we already have this, so it's not the era of write-offs. Let's might as well just get rid of this now.
Jesus Christ, right? Yeah, like I vaguely remember these images.
Yeah, it was real bad.
But I don't think I ever actually watched the show.
I was like super excited, and this is back before you really got like trailers for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, cool. And I watched it. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, all right, not cool.
I was like, this guy can't act. Why would they give this to him? They're not going to get Wesley, obviously. But I'm like, you of all the people out here, this is the best you can get? Thanks, Spike TV.
I mean, it was probably a budgetary thing.
Oh, I'm sure it was. They're like, hey,
we want to do an edgy, TV show. What's edgy right now? Well, Blade was edgy, so let's do Blade. But we only have like $200 to make it with, so yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
It was bad news. I think that's all I have.
Yeah, I didn't really save anything for this past week. I didn't see anything else.
I'm just waiting for this fucking Toxic Avenger trailer to hit.
Oh, I saw something about that. Is that a re-release of the original?
No, so they remade it. Rebooted it, I should say. Has a slightly different plot than the original, but the best part is it still has Coffin behind the whole thing. He okayed it, but it has Peter Dinklage, Kevin Bacon, Elijah Wood are in it. Like, there's a bunch of people in it, and it just premiered at Fantastic Fest, and everyone's saying it's amazing. It's goofy, it's gory as fuck, like all these things. And they released Entertainment Weekly, which is fucking insane that they even did this, but they released photos of like Elijah Wood, and he looks like if Smeagol and the Penguin were like flied together
and like crashed into each other.
Yeah, dude, it's unsettling, because at first when I saw him, I was like, why does this person look like the Penguin from Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Oh, not even the Penguin I was thinking of. Okay.
Yeah, no, that Penguin. That you're thinking of the right one, the Penguin. But he looked like he was out of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And I was like, and then I was like, why does this guy look exactly like Elijah Wood? And I clicked on it, I was like, Elijah Wood. I was like,
because it is Elijah Wood.
Oh no.
It's nice to see him in new things.
Yeah. But yeah, and then like Peter Dinklage plays the titular character. And I'm like, I cannot.
The Toxic Avenger?
Yeah, dude.
I'm fucking in.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of want to watch it because that was oddly enough, part of my childhood.
Yeah.
Back in the day when they took rated fucking R movies and made kid shows out of them.
It's true.
Because I never knew, it was one of those things where I never knew about the movie, the actual movie, but I watched the hell out of the cartoon for it, and I think I had, no, maybe I don't. I think I might have had a Toxic Avenger action figure, but it also might have been a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figure.
Sense too, yeah, because
I have no idea. I just remember he has it. Nah, it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He has a sewer
manhole cover attached to his foot.
Manhole cover attached to his foot. Yeah. That's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles character.
Yep.
Either way, I do also remember watching the cartoon and then finding out later that it was a really fucked up movie.
This has it. I'll send this over.
Yeah. But then to find out that Elijah Wood, Kevin Bacon, and Peter Dinklage are going to be in it, god damn it, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's going to be Shakespeare.
So if you click on the article I sent from Gizmodo, it has the original teaser image they showed of the Toxic Avenger with the glowing mop. Then if you scroll down, you'll see Peter Dinklage dressed in an outfit that's very bizarre, just in general. But goes towards it.
Mask.
Yep. And then you have Kevin Bacon holding a vial, looking very evil. And then you have what I was talking about.
Oh yeah. He does very much look like, yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Like the Penguin from Batman Returns, just like fucking got into a fly machine with Golem.
Yeah. And yeah. I was like, is this? Because when I first saw this picture, I didn't know what it was. Like I said, and then like I was like, are they remaking like Rocky Horror Picture Show? Because this definitely looks like Rocky Horror Picture Show. So I clicked on it, and I was like Elijah Wood and Toxic Avenger. I was like, wait, what? Okay. But yeah, I can't wait for this because everyone's like, oh, like it sold out every screening at Fantastic Fest.
Mm-hmm.
And that was before people saw it. Like, that's how excited people were to see it. And I was like, okay.
Does it say a release date anywhere in here?
Not yet. Actually, no, I don't know if they updated this or not. I haven't read this article.
The only thing I saw that they updated is they misspelled Tromaville.
Tromaville?
Tromaville, yeah. Yeah, I don't see a date anywhere, just skimming through it.
Cool. Does not have a release date yet. Just the premiere at Fantastic Fest.
No, I'm down for this.
But Lloyd Kaufman was there. He's producing it. He's all about it, and he's just super ecstatic about. Well, I mean, obviously people are loving it. and it's just getting all these like crazy, like, oh my god, it's so gory. I'm like, yes, yes, don't take away the gore. He's supposed to punch people apart.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he needs the melt.
Right.
Yeah, so if you look at that top picture, you do see that he has the deformed head. But you can see the tutu, which is obviously, if you ever remember him, he was in a tutu when he got, transformed. But the picture of Peter Dinklage with the sports coat on, the mask, clearly wearing a tutu. And then if you look at the silhouetted picture with the glowing mop at the top of the article, you'll see that he's wearing the tutu as well. So clearly that happens around the same time. And I am so excited. And I just want a trailer so I can see how ridiculous this is going to be.
Right.
But I digress.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it for this week's episode of Comes Naturally. We have been
Joe.
I have been Cody. And as usual, you fuckers just came naturally.
Bye.